So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 6 of our Andretti F1 Manager save here on the channel. If you didn't watch the last episode in Miami, go back and watch that one because it was a very interesting race. We had a lot of rain, inters, wets, we had Max Verstappen out in qualifying one, and Max Verstappen actually came from the back of the grid to win the Grand Prix. What a performance from him. Pierre Gasly got some more good points in P8. Esteban Ocon, a couple laps longer on the intermediates, could have been in the top 10. But he was blighted by pit stop issues all afternoon. Wasn't Esteban Ocon's day, but maybe his day will be here in Imola this weekend because this is an alternative qualifying weekend. So we've got the different sets of tyres for each of the qualifying sessions. So that's going to be very interesting. Imola, historic safety car chance is 75% as well. So possibly a safety car or two. It is a one-stop race, maybe a two-stop. If you're feeling a bit ambitious, we can be a little bit ambitious on strategy nowadays. Standings-wise, just to bring you up to date, Red Bull are leading the way in at the Constructors. As you can see on screen, we are in 5th position. And driver standings-wise, Max Verstappen is leading the championship from his teammate Checo Perez. And then come the Aston Martins. Gasly's in 9th on 14. And Ocon's 12th on 3 points. Now, just to bring you up to date with a few other things, facilities-wise, we have been refurbishing quite a lot. We've refurbished the tour centre, the memorabilia room, the hospitality. We've been having a bit of a spring spruce up here at the Andretti HQ. Car development facilities, we're not just upgrading these just yet. I'm very concerned about the cost cap this year. But after this race, we have got the underfloor coming through, and then we're going to have a serious look at our next designs and see where we can really improve this car now, because that is something I really want to push on with. And now we've upgraded the design center, we can have 3 designs at any one time, so that's going to be absolutely huge for us. So enough of me rambling on. I'm going to get through practice, and I will see you in qualifying for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix.
Now it's time to see who'll come out on top as qualifying gets underway.
This weekend we're running on alternative tyre allocation rules, meaning teams will be constrained by the tyre compounds they can use for each period of qualifying.
Now there's been a bit of talk about Sergio Perez of late. How's he going to be feeling, do you think?
They had an excellent performance in practice, setting a solid lap time. They must be feeling confident. But confidence doesn't necessarily mean success in Formula One.
So stay with us, folks. It's sure to be a good one.
Final laps of Q2 on the medium compound of tyre, of course. Both our guys improving. Ocon's on the bubble. Gasly needs one hell of a lap here. He was faster in Q1 on the hards, but not loving the medium compound tyre, Pierre Gasly. As he comes up towards the line, Pierre Gasly jumps up to P7. That is some improvement from Pierre Gasly. Ocon now coming around the final couple of corners. Can he improve? He's green through the first and second sectors. It looks like he may be getting a little bit of a tow from the McLaren in front of him. Here comes Esteban Ocon, and Esteban Ocon is in to Q3. It's all on Hamilton. Is Hamilton and Tsunoda going to improve by enough? This is very close indeed. I don't know if Hamilton's improved him by enough. I would expect Lewis Hamilton to be in Q3. Let's have a little look. Hamilton crosses the line and jumps in to P7. So Gasly, what an improvement. Just not enough. Hamilton knocks him out. Ocon is in to Q3. Final flying lap in Q3 then for Esteban Ocon. P9, I reckon, is about where we're going to be. And Esteban Ocon crosses the line, does improve. It's all about if Oscar Piastri can jump in, which he can't. So Esteban Ocon's going to finish in starting P9, I should say. The 2 Mercedes together in 6th and 7th. Verstappen at the moment has got provisional pole position. As we flick towards the end, he certainly has. Verstappen, who else will start on pole? Esteban Ocon in P9, Gasly in P11. Let's have a look at the strategies because we've got some options for Sunday. So ladies and gents, we are going to split the strategies once again. We've had a look at the 2-stop options. I don't think it's going to work for us, the 2-stop. It's a lot slower, and I just don't fancy it. Ocon is going to start on the soft compound tyres, then go on to the hard compound tyre. Gasly's going to go long. He's going to go on the hard to start, and I'm hoping a safety car for Pierre Gasly, of course, around here would be absolutely perfect. So P9, P11, decent opportunities for points here today. Let's get to 5 red lights. This could be a very, very interesting Grand Prix.
Here in Imola, the drivers are ready to take on the 63 laps of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. A chance to see just what Charles Leclerc can achieve here.
Starting fourth here is a great position. If the team can get their strategy right, they can bring home some big points.
Right, let's get to it then. The crowd are on their feet in anticipation of this, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Here we go, and straight away we are looking at Max Verstappen off the line. He didn't get the best start. Sainz and Perez straight away looking to attack him. Esteban Ocon straight away under attack from Lewis Hamilton and Piastri as well. So Ocon straight away battling with his teammate. And Gasly is up into P10. Now, that was not in the script at all for Esteban Ocon. That is not what he needed to do. We've got a couple of hard compound tyre runners, Gasly and Hamilton. Are those guys? Ocon is in P11. He'll be wanting to get past his teammate as quickly as possible. But on this first lap, as we ride on board with Esteban Ocon, because he's going to get the best view of Hamilton and Gasly in front of him, this is a decent start for Gasly, because if he can tack onto the back of that Mercedes, that would be absolutely crucial. And we are going to let him deploy ERS because he is going to have some tyre warm-up issues. If he can stay in touch with Lewis Hamilton, that would be absolutely ideal. Lap 1, it's Gasly from Ocon. Magnussen in P12 looking punchy behind, but Verstappen nearly pulled out a second already. But Esteban Ocon, that is the worst start to the race he could have dreamt of. We have a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car on circuit. Let's have a little look. It looked like a Mercedes. It was Oscar Piastri fighting with the McLaren of Lewis Hamilton, I believe that is. Lewis Hamilton and Piastri. That is a big, big shunt for both cars. Nice damage detailing on the side, by the way. The McLaren garage are fuming. One garage that isn't fuming about that is the Andretti garage, because that has brought us right back into play. We've been struggling to get our two cars sorted out at the start of this race, but on lap 6, we can see Ocon and Gasly now in P8 and P9. Opportunity to charge the battery a little bit as well, which is going to be big for us. So opportunities for both cars here to just get the sends sorted out again. We've got the two Williams behind us. We believe we are quicker than both those cars. And I believe Hamilton and Piastri are both out of this race. We'll come back when we're back to green flag running. In fact, Hamilton isn't out, but he is very much at the back of the grid. VSC has ended and we are back to green flag running. Esteban Ocon's got a full battery now to use, as has Pierre Gasly. So early doors, if we just have a look at the tyre wear, Ocon and Gasly doing particularly well again. Gasly is the front hard runner now. He's got to stay away from Alexander Albon if he possibly can, who is on the medium compounded tyre. We're actually going to tell him to deploy a little bit to try and get away and catch up with his teammate, because if he can catch up with Ocon, that will be absolutely huge for him here. There's no DRS on this lap, so Gasly's got to push to get away from Albon. But on lap 9, Verstappen leading from Sainz. Hamilton is at the very back and Piastri is out of the race. Albon managed to get past Gasly. DRS permitting. He was past him by the end of this straight. And to be fair, I'm not overly upset by that. Gasly's going to get some DRS now. Remember, he's going to be very quick towards the end, Pierre Gasly. So remember that. But at this moment, if we just switch back to the race, as you can see, I'm just monitoring a couple of things. Gasly now can hopefully stick with Albon. Ocon's lapping okay. 67% tyres for Ocon. He's lapping okay at this moment in time. If we just have a little look, last lap is a 1:18.8. So he's quite a bit off the front runners, but covering the back ones pretty nicely. So Ocon doing really well at this moment. Gasly now can just lash onto Albon, and hopefully this will aid his race quite well as well. Pit stops, we are expecting in around lap 24 for Esteban, and obviously we've got a lot longer to go for Pierre. Lap 12, Verstappen still leads. Pierre Gasly not having the best afternoon on these compounded tyres at this moment. Zhou Guanyu, the other Williams, is now past him, so that's quite disappointing. Yeah, not quite working these tyres at the moment. The mediums at the moment are the better tyre of the tyres on circuit at the moment, so they're in the sort of optimal range. The soft of Ocon dying off a little bit, as you can see here as we're coming around this corner. Ocon now under pressure from Alexander Albon, but Gasly on the hards has just got to try and tag onto these cars a little bit at this moment in time. And if he can do that, it will massively help his race. But at the moment, he's struggling to keep up with these Williams. Lap 16. It's Verstappen from Sainz. He's really battling with Checo Perez. Leclerc's in P4, Stroll in P5. Then comes Russell and Alonso. Ocon in P8 just about. Albon P9 and Zhou P10. And just maybe Pierre Gasly's tyres are starting to become the better because he's now passed Zhou Guanyu with the DRS Open. Beautiful work from him. The one little problem with that is that just in front of him, his teammate Esteban Ocon has been overtaken by Alexander Albon, whose tyres are looking quite superior now to Esteban Ocon. So Ocon really has got to try and keep with Alexander Albon, who looks like he's got some fantastic pace this weekend. Gasly doing his utmost just to hold off Zhou. But yeah, it's an interesting race, this one. I think it's going to come down to strategy. A good time safety car for Pierre Gasly could make all the difference later on in this Grand Prix. Lap 19, Verstappen still leads. Albon under pressure from Ocon. Virtual safety car is out. DRS is disabled. And this has come at the perfect time for Esteban Ocon. We're going to have a look at the crash. It's Kevin Magnussen in at turn 19. Let's have a little look what he's done here. So he's coming round. It's that double left-hander and he's just got a bit too trigger happy. Smashed in to the barriers. Magnussen may be out of this Grand Prix. Let's just have a little look as we see the Haas garage. I imagine Gunther Steiner is cursing a little bit. We can see Magnussen is in fact out of the Grand Prix. But this has come at the perfect time for Esteban Ocon, because Esteban Ocon now can take a quicker pit stop. And I imagine there's going to be a few soft compound runners doing the same as well. We'll come back when he's into the pits. And crucially, not a lot of other cars in front of him as pit. It is on the start of the pit window, but we know we can make tyres last, especially these Bridgestone ones, which you can see going on the car. It's a 2.8 second stop for Esteban Ocon, and he's going to come out. Let's have a look. Bottas and Schumacher just trundling down the start-finish straight. He's going to come out, I'm guessing, behind those two. Let's have a little look as he comes out of the pit lane. Bottas is going to get past him, is he? No, he isn't. Ocon in to P13, but has now taken his pit stop. We're just going to get the tyres nice and cool at this moment in time, and then this could be massive for him. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly, he's got to go longer once again, but this is not harming his tyres either. So decent for us. None of the other cars have pit. We'll come back when we're back to green flag running. VSC has ended. Stroll and Russell decided to pull the trigger. But as we can see, Gasly is in front of him now. Where is Esteban Ocon? Ocon's a little bit further back. But Gasly is now in front of those guys. Of course, they've took their pit stop. But with the way things are going today, would you bet against another safety car? You certainly wouldn't. Ocon has got a 10-second gap in front of him to Norris. He's going to get the tyres up to temperature pretty quickly, I would imagine. We're going to push on the fuel to aid him with that. I don't want to hurt these tyres on Ocon's car. It's crucial that he gets to the end on these now. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly has got Zhou Guanyu in front of him, and this is only aiding his race because he can go longer to get onto those soft tyres. We're going to see Pierre Gasly overtaking Zhou Guanyu, obviously on these tyres now. We saw Stroll and Russell pit. Gasly is fighting with those at the minute, so he's in a real ding-dong battle. We can see 3 cars behind him. He's now leading the train, is Pierre Gasly, but interestingly, Zhou Guanyu is now pitting. Now, this is going to be very interesting in relation to where Esteban Ocon is, because Zhou Guanyu just coming into the pits. Ocon is miles past him. Checo Perez was leading. Ocon is... Where is Perez? Perez is already out. Ocon stands to gain some good ground, especially on such as Lando Norris and Alexander Albon's. So Ocon is well back in the fight for points today. Gasly, at this moment, he's got Russell behind him and he's got Stroll behind him. He's just got to keep ticking over at this moment in time. He's going to start burning some fuel as well, but all we're interested in is that tyre wear and just maintaining it for as long as we possibly can. I'm comfortable Ocon will get to the end. That is not a problem. This could work very well for us. Verstappen's got the fastest lap. Albon is one yet to pit. Leclerc's yet to pit, as is Lando Norris. Ocon could be on 4 points. Lap 28. And lap 29, Alonso sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but Albon's into the pits, and Esteban Ocon goes flying past him. Lando Norris is still yet to pit, so as things stand, Esteban Ocon will be scoring some points today. And Lando Norris at the moment, he's just tottering along behind Checo Perez. Pierre Gasly has been overtaken by Lance Stroll. Yuki Tsunoda is doing a fantastic job behind of holding up these Ferraris and everyone behind him. So Pierre Gasly, another well-timed safety car, and Pierre could be in for a real good point score today. Of course, when he pits, he's got a long way to pit yet. But Gasly looking good at this moment in time. And Tsunoda being the rear gunner at the moment as Verstappen pits. I reckon Verstappen will get out. I mean, it's a good stop from the Red Bull guys. Did we expect anything else? Verstappen is going to trundle down the pit lane. We're looking for where George Russell is. He's miles behind. Max Verstappen is winning this at a canter. Lap 30. We're starting to see a few cars overtaking Pierre Gasly. Of course we are. But remember, Pierre Gasly is going to be very quick towards the end of this Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz, the Ferrari, gets past him. He's got Fernando Alonso behind him as well, so something else to bear in mind. But at this moment in time, we're just monitoring things with Pierre. We are one of the last hard runners with Tsunoda. So there's a lot to be positive about here. Gasly's just dropping out of DRS a little bit, and then he's got Alonso behind him. As they're getting past Tsunoda, they're then getting up to Gasly. But like I said, safety car at the end could be very useful, and I still expect Pierre to be exceptionally quick. We've just told Esteban just to go into tyre management mode. We've no reason to push any harder. We're in a good position here. It's a 24-second gap, I believe, on the pit stops. If we just have a little look, 24 seconds is going to drop him down to sort of 12 Pierre Gasly, but he will be very quick towards the end. Lap 30. Lap 40, Pierre Gasly is in for his pit stop. He's going onto the soft compounded tyre. This was, according to the forecast before the race, the optimal way to do it, 2.8 seconds. We're going to have to try and do some work on these pit stops because we're wary that we're giving our guys time off just to ensure that they're not fatigued and less prone to mistakes. We see Ocon go up into P8 now. Ocon's tottering along nicely, to be fair to him. Albon in P9 chasing him down. 8 seconds is the gap. Zhou Guanyu is there. He's going to come out in front of Tsunoda is Pierre Gasly. But he is going to have the soft compound, whereas Tsunoda is on the medium. So he should have the tyre offset, at least in this early stage. And now it is time for Pierre to get cracking. Lap 40, the chase is on for Pierre. 8.4 seconds gap to Zhou Guanyu. New fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and it's Pierre Gasly's 4.8 seconds now, the gap to Zhou Guanyu. Interestingly, Lance Stroll has pit again onto the medium compounded tyre. Ocon is now up into P7. Pierre Gasly tottering along nicely. We are just trying to conserve a little bit of tyres at the moment. I'm getting a little bit concerned about this gap dropping, but I'm more concerned about the tyres as Albon's got a great tyre offset on Ocon. Obviously, we put under that VSC to get in this position. I'm hoping we can maintain that. But lap 43, Gasly, the chase is on. Verstappen leads. Russell's fighting for P2. Perez is not far away. He's fighting with Alonso. This is a real battle for fourth, by the way. Alonso, Perez and Leclerc. But Gasly on the chase. 4.7 seconds the gap. He joins us back. And Esteban Ocon is under severe pressure from the Williams of Alexander Albon and the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll. He's doing enough at this moment just to hold them off. But Pierre Gasly is a man who is making moves. He's closed that gap as we said he would. And Pierre Gasly is up into P10. He's up into the points for Andretti. Fantastic work from him. He's enjoying himself now. He's got a big tyre offset on Zhou Guanyu. He should be able to burn away from him. But Esteban Ocon's got a very different battle on his hands because he has got a lot of VRS to use. So when they do get past him, we have got some defence. But at this moment in time, as we're just going to give him the battle assist as well to use, Pierre Gasly now should be scoring points today on this. But Esteban Ocon has got a fight on his hands. 13 laps to go. And what we thought would happen is happening. Lance Stroll has managed to get past Esteban Ocon as well. He got DRS at Esteban Ocon, but just couldn't stick with the Aston Martin. The fight is not with the Aston Martin. The fight is with the Williams. And Lance Stroll now, as soon as he gets out of the way, we can really start pushing on. Gasly struggling to drop Zhou Guanyu's tyres are starting to be a little bit better. We're pushing again on the DRS just to get him out of DRS range. because this could be crucial for later on, as Esteban Ocon has now lost DRS, and we're now going to be telling him to re-engage and get back in the fight for P8. This will be, not P7. Stroll's going to get Albon, but it's all about us keeping up with that Williams. Big lock-up for Lance Stroll. He's been fighting with Albon. We've burned all our ERS with Esteban Ocon trying to get up with this fight, and Lance Stroll has parked up in the corner. That has allowed Esteban Ocon through. It's not quite allowed Pierre Gasly through, but it's a 2.5 gap now to Stroll. Like I said, we've burnt his ERS. This is huge now because we're not going to catch Alexander Albon, but we may manage to stay in front of Lance Stroll. We are just going to hold on a little bit on the ERS, try and top a little bit up just to defend. Gasly's got it done. Gasly's in P10, but the last couple of laps could be very crucial with Stroll attacking Ocon. Last lap of the Grand Prix, and it's Esteban Ocon versus Lance Stroll versus Pierre Gasly. Now Ocon has saved just enough ERS. We're going to tell him to deploy, because if we can keep Lance Stroll out of DRS range, Lance Stroll's tyres look near enough dead. And Pierre Gasly, to be fair to him, is pushing on here. We're going to go aggressive with Pierre Gasly, because I reckon if we can get in the DRS, we may get a chance to get him up towards the line. This could be absolutely crucial. Max Verstappen, once again, winning it at a canter. Ocon's done enough. Ocon is going to come in P8. This is a good performance from Esteban Ocon, and we're very, very chuffed indeed. He got the safety car at the right time as we ride on board with him, but Pierre Gasly is lurking. He is lurking behind Lance Stroll, and this, Hamilton's crashed again. We're going to have to watch this crash, I'm afraid, because Lewis Hamilton, let's have a little look at this. Lewis Hamilton, he's had a bad day at the office in Imola, and he spun out, crashed it into the barriers, has Lewis Hamilton. But this is absolutely crucial, because if Pierre Gasly can get close enough to Lance Stroll, we're going to give him all the ERS in the world to try and overtake him towards the line. It could be a photo finish here. He's got ERS to deploy. He will get DRS, but I don't think we're going to get him to the line, or are we? DRS wide open. We're just not going to do it. Lance Stroll, P9. It's P10 for Gasly. It's double points finish for Andretti. Decent performance once again in Imola. That was decent. Let's get to the podium.
Now that's an excellent drive today from Esteban Ocon.
I tell you what, they had to work hard for those points today. What a phenomenal achievement that is.
Well, they've been waiting for this, haven't they? And it's only right that they make the most of it. Well, Max Verstappen can add yet another podium to his already impressive record.
Win number 5 is in the bag. They pulled out all the stops, pushing hard to earn that victory.
Anyone stop Max Verstappen? I'm starting not to believe it is possible on this game. I'm hoping in a couple of seasons' time we're going to be one that is challenging him, or maybe he's driving for us, who knows. But as you saw, Verstappen winning there, Perez in P2, Sainz P3, Leclerc P4 with the fastest lap. We did briefly have that with Pierre Gasly. Alexander Albon up there for driver of the day, gaining 6 positions up into P7. Ocon in P8. Stroll had a couple of mistakes in that race in P9. Gasly in P10. Driver standings wise, Pierre is still in P9, gaining a point. Alexander Albon gaining 6. Good work from him. He jumps Lando Norris. Ocon gains 4 points up to 7 points now for the season for him. Verstappen is at the top, 16 points in front of Sergio Perez. The Aston Martins are close, but not close enough, and Lance Stroll will be kicking himself today because he really should have done better than 2 measly points. Constructor standings wise, Red Bull are now 102 points in front of Aston Martin. Fair play to them. They look like they're going to be unstoppable once again. 6 wins and 6 podiums this season. That Red Bull is quick. Ferrari in P3, Mercedes P4, and Andretti in P5. Williams do gain a point on us. They're 8 points behind, but that double points finish from our guys really did help us out. Thank you so much for watching once again. We are fighting for points. We're trying to make it as interesting as we possibly can. And I think over the next few races, when we get a couple more upgrades done, we should be looking a bit better. And I'm going to have a deep look at the upgrades now and see where we can improve the car. But please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Ta-ra!